Hi, it's Mike with Thrive, and welcome to January's SEO Performance Report. Holly, just as we have done in prior months throughout last year, we trace several key performance indicators or KPIs, and we do that to track our overall campaign performance and keep an eye on the overall health of the website and new version of the website. So diving right in, our first key metric is our top 5 keywords. Our top 5 keywords are keywords and queries that are rendering positions 1 through 5. And that's on the first page of the Google search results. So looking at our data, we traced 43, so quite evening out from December, which is a good thing, especially with a new site overhaul, and we have some changes and things going on. And not only that, December was the trifecta with a major algorithmic update in Google. So we had everything working against us this for the last month of the year. Putting the cherry on the top for 2020, as I like to say, but we're very elated to see that we were able to maintain our top 5 positions going into the end of the year and starting off on a good foot for December. As you see, we experienced those gains right about July, maintained them, and then we kind of sloped down a little bit going into December, but picking up right where we left off. And we already see some incremental gains already within the first week of February. So if that continues, we know that we'll have a gain in position in our top 5 reporting for February. So that's great. Let's take a little deeper dive into those keywords. We can look at the overall distribution and some of the search volume in our next screen. Loaded our overall distribution delineation, if you will, a little different from what we traditionally report on. As you can see, our first place, top 3, top 5, top 10, and top 20. This is for the last 30 days. Disregard this date range. It's for the chart above. With that said, we dive right into our top 5. And you can see the actual keywords to the left, followed by the corresponding search engine result type, the position that it's currently residing in, followed by the change in a 30-day span again. The competition is rated based on the ad space that's occupying given the query, the monthly volume in search, and then our last column is CPC, stands for cost per click. And SEO, we use that just as a guide for relevancy and to see what our competitors are willing to bid on. With that, we take the keywords and divide them into 2 segments, one being our branded. So that would contain Holtzman partners and or location and or service. We group all of that into our branded theme keywords. It's important to rank well for your branded keywords. This is returning visitors, returning users, users doing or visitors doing research on your brand, and lastly, word of mouth. So any one of those scenarios, we want to make sure that we rank as high up the index as possible. Looking at our branded position, that has been the case. We're noticing quite a few pickups, and this is across many industries of the knowledge graph. You can see that indicated by the red compass here. So that's another welcomed result type that will diversify us a little bit. And we hope to get some more relevant traffic from that has propensity to convert to a client. Then our second segment of our keywords, and again, our branded hasn't changed in quite some time, so we've been positioned well at the top of the page for many, many months. So no change there other than the addition of the knowledge map. So we're, again, happy to pick that up. Then looking at our non-branded keywords, this is our second segmentation. This would not contain Holtzman partners whatsoever. It will all be service-oriented in type of accounting search and or with a location. And looking pretty steady, as you can see, all of our number 1 positions there not moving. We picked up a few areas of search, different types of search, which is awesome. And for position movement, CPG accounting moving to number 1. And then looking through some incremental movement on trade spend. Keep in mind some of the general keywords can be informative search or informational searching. So you do have some fluctuations. And also keep in mind that we have a number of indexes here. So, that averages all of these together. So you might have movement in the index image, but you may not have any movement in the traditional search. So I just want to highlight that. And some good volume here too, by the way. And then looking at our last movement into number 5 was our deferred revenue purchasing accounting, moving up 3 spots, and that's a new arrival into position 5. So we look forward to that moving up a little bit more, thus getting a little bit more traffic, but looks really, really relevant. In terms of our non-branded positions, we have some positive movement and some additional search types to add to our arsenal. Let's take a look at our aggregate traffic and data sources in our next screen. Our next key metric is total traffic. Total traffic is measured in sessions, and a session is a measure of an individual who's going to more than one web page within the website. Looking at our data for January, we finished the month at 3145. That's up from 2853 a year ago, and up from 1939 amount of sessions in December of 2020. So a welcomed increase there. So we're happy to report on that. And again, we see some consistent. We also see a natural lift towards the beginning of the year, so that has some attribution there. But again, outpacing the last 2 Decembers, 2020 and 2019. Let's take a little deeper dive and look at some of our conversion data on our next screen. And I've loaded our conversion data on this screen. As you can see, the prior year and 2021. Noticing the analytics in the watergraph report, that's typically what we report on. We look at channel sources. We have a major bug specifically. It's localized, but it did affect our continuity between our analytics and our report. So I will be working in the next couple of days on rebuilding that, and also really looking at some of our goal conversion points, seeing if that makes sense and reintegrating that. I'm not sure what exactly happened in terms of the breakage, but it did occur thereafter mid-month in January. So the tag seems to be reporting we do have analytics, and we will be able to provide the year-over-year analysis through December. But unfortunately, again, we had a major break, and it's not translating data back to our watergraph report. So I do apologize for that, Holly and Joe. We anticipate getting that fixed within the next couple of days, but we are not able to report on any data within our watergraph report. So that's why we're jumping right to conversions, as you can see here. So we can measure conversions based on submissions through our forms. So that's why we're tracing 15. Not an all-time, but again, a very good start to January. And we look forward to getting that reintegrated in our watergraph report so we can have continuity there. And with that said, that concludes our monthly report for this month. Again, Holly and Joey, we really appreciate your attendance and participation. We also really appreciate you guys as clients. We're looking forward to a much better 2021 and helping you guys become more successful. Thanks, and I hope you have a very pleasant weekend.